Hello folks, this is Chris from Radikls.com. I'm a web designer at Radikls, and this tutorial is designed for WordPress website users and owners like you that would like to add new news items or new posts to the website. The reason you do that is because Google will rank your website based on having up-to-date, fresh, relevant content that is frequently being updated. So you add news items or reviews or whatever you need to add to continually refresh the content so Google builds trust in your brand. It's pretty easy to do even if you've never used WordPress before, so I'm going to show you how to do that, as this was partly the reason why the website has been converted into WordPress. It's because it makes it a lot more user friendly, so you're able to add these yourselves as well. Okay, the only thing you need is to have your website URL, the home page, open. That's the only thing you've got. So if you don't have that already, then go and get that now, and we can begin in just a moment. So the example that I've got here is a website that is specifically for locksmiths, and well, for a specific locksmiths business, should I say. And we're going to add some news items to this particular website and show you how the process works. And the example here will be on this page, which is under the news page, and if we click on that, we'll find that there are 4 boxes here that each are an individual post that was written and saved as a news item. So what we're going to do now is create 2 or maybe 3 new news items, and once we've published them, you'll see them when we refresh the page on here as new boxes. So you don't have to do anything complicated. All you have to do is put the text into the post, as I'm going to show you in a moment. Once you've saved and published it, it will automatically display like this here. Now your website may display the data slightly differently, depends on the theme that we've installed for you, but the idea is exactly the same. So wherever it goes on your site, the idea will be the same. Alright, so let's just jump back to the home page here, and we need to log in to the admin section of the site, and to get there just go to the website address bar, click in that, and click at the end of the link so you've got the flashing cursor at the end of your domain name. And what we're going to do is we're going to add /, which is next to the shift key at the bottom of your keyboard, /wp-admin, which will look like this. There we go. So wp-admin at the end of that with the / at the beginning. Okay. Once you press enter there, it will load up the login page so you can get into the admin section of the site. Now this site hasn't remembered my login details for security reasons, so I am going to just copy and paste it so it's in there ready to go. You'll have had these details sent to you, but if you need them again, then let us know and we can provide them for you. And if I just sign in there, and that is the WordPress admin section. Okay, we were just looking at the home page of the site. That's the front end of the site. This is the admin section. It's kind of the back end of the site. This is where you add new content. So this whole section in the middle you don't need to worry about at all. We just ignore all of this. What we're looking for is the section on the left hand side, which is the menu items that we're going to be looking at. Now we're looking at adding posts. So we're going to go to the posts section and just click on that, and you'll see that the options are now underneath posts, add posts, all posts, add new, categories and tags. Okay. Well, we're going to be going to add new in just a moment, but you'll also see here in the middle that all of the previous posts that have been written before are displayed in this section, and they're actually displayed in a category called Locksmith News and News. So these are the things that we're going to be adding to this site now. Alright, so on the left hand side, let's go to posts, let's go to add new, excuse me, and this is the section that we've got. Now this type of site has been used has been built using a slightly different piece of software, which sometimes can create a bit of a conflict with WordPress. So when you create a new news item, it may pop up with a message that we can simply ignore. And the reason for that message is because we've installed this extra software that WordPress doesn't always accept immediately, because it's not its default software, it's something extra. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. So this is the new post screen. This is if we want to add new text, this is where we would do it. And you'll see that we've actually got two options here. We can use the Divi builder, or we can use the default editor. Now it wants us to use the Divi builder, which we normally use to build interesting pages and things like that. But because this is just a simple news item, we'll just use the default editor. And Divi may throw up an error when you click that because it wants it to use its own builder. So let's just see if it does that. It does. So the editor has encountered an unexpected error. It looks serious, but it's not. We can just simply click on attempt recovery and it disappears. And that's it. Okay, now if you want to add your post item, this is where you would add the details. There's two sections to add information. You've got a title here, so you can literally type your title in there, whatever the title might be, and you would type your content underneath it. So I've got some content already to use, so I'm just going to go and copy an example of one of these content options. Here we go. So I've got this as an example. This is a title: Snap Safe Lock incorrectly fitted by another locksmith. Looks pretty serious, certainly for a locksmith business when you come across that. So that's the title, and what we're now going to do is go ahead and add some text underneath here. Now when you paste text in here, it may not format it the way that you want it. You might want to group it all together in one paragraph. Maybe you want to split it out so it's over multiple lines. You can do that easily enough with this editor. So let's go ahead and just paste it first. There we go. So I've actually got two paragraphs here. I've got this one and I've got this one. This first one here I don't really need, so I'm just going to delete that. And so what I've got here is a message that says, came across this morning as I attended a break-in. This is a well-known Euro lock that has a steel bar running through the weakest point and a sacrificial cut on the end. Better just change this. The customer, other way around. The customer did everything right by getting a locksmith in to upgrade their UPVC door locks. The only problem, whether to keep that in there or not, I guess I should, as it's not text that was provided to us. The only problem, the idiot locksmith they employed put the lock in the wrong way round. Just wish I could mention the company name. And then underneath that there's a second part. Now I would probably want to separate this so there would be two different paragraphs, and it says, get the right Cheltenham locksmith in to do the right job. Call Mark from Secure Locksmiths in Cheltenham. So what you would probably want to do here is just highlight some of the key parts of that text that you really want to emphasize. So for example, if we just have a look at it, you would say get the right Cheltenham locksmith, for example, down here. You would probably want to highlight that and create a link around that. Maybe even you would want to create some sort of italicized or even bolded part, so it kind of highlights those key points on your article or in your post. But in this example I'm just going to create a link, and I'm going to create a link to one of the pages on the site. So let's go with residential. So right click, copy that link, go back to this other one. You'll notice that I've got two tabs open here. You probably should do the same thing, it's easier. So you can go between the back and the front and edit the back from content that you can see at the front. Get links from the front. Hopefully that makes sense. So once we've selected the area that we want to put the link over, you can click this link icon here and it will pop up with a box. You then paste in the link that you've just copied from the site that you want to link that content section to, and press enter. That's it. That's the link added. What else can we do? And let's see if maybe there is another link that's in there. Locksmiths in Cheltenham is another one you could probably link to. Bear in mind, Google likes to see links to your internal content, but they like to see links around specific relevant parts of the site. Don't just randomly link a word that doesn't tie in to what you're trying to rank for in Google. Link specific key phrases to content that's relevant in your site. Those relevant links will add up. The more you have, the better Google likes it. Okay, upgrade their UPVC door locks. That could be another example. You maybe would want to link upgrade UPVC door locks, or even just UPVC door locks. Maybe you would want to link that. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the site, and we'll maybe link UPVC specialist. And we'll copy that link, and we'll put that in there as well. Okay. You could even target your contact page. You could say call Mark from Secure Locksmiths in Cheltenham, and you could link that to the contact us page. So let's go and get the contact me, right click, copy the link address, go back to the post, press that link option, paste that link in there. Control and V is what I did, Control V on the keyboard, or right click, paste, you can do that too. And there you go. So we've now got 3 links added. Now that's great. There's a couple of things we still need to do. First of all, what we don't want to have is the ability, for customers to leave comments on this particular post. Maybe in another post you want this, but on this example we don't. So down here on the right hand side, and if you don't see this menu item on the right hand side, then just select that wheel icon at the top. Okay, just select that wheel and that will bring it out. And if you scroll down to discussion and click on discussion, you'll see the allow comments box. We'll just uncheck that. Okay, and while we're on this section, we may as well just make sure that this post is going to appear in the right place on the website. And to do that, let's go back to this menu on the right hand side, which is just moved away from where we were. We were under document, but it's moved to block because I clicked on a block. So let's go back to the document, and we're going to click on categories, and you'll notice it pops up here. So we're going to click on both of these because I noticed from when we looked at the other posts, both of those were selected before. Okay, and I'll show you where you find that out in just a moment again. So we'll click on both of those, and I think with this one we needed to add another image. So the request was image secure locksmith, so broken snap safe lock. We may already have that in the library of images, so let's add a new image. I've just created some space at the bottom by pressing enter at the end of the last line, created this, and there's 2 things. You've got that little plus there for add a new block, or there's the same plus up here to add a new block. Okay, either of those options will work just right. So let's go and add a new block, and we need to find image. So you can add a paragraph, you can add an image, there it is, or a heading, or a gallery, or a list, or a quote. You can add various things here. We just want to add an image. Let's click that. 2 options you can use here. You can either upload your own picture, maybe you've got a phone message or a file on your computer that you want to upload. That's the option you would choose. Or in our case, we may already have the image on our website that we want to use, that we just want to use again. And if that's the case, it will be held in the media library. So we'll click on media library and see if we can find the picture of this broken snap safe lock. And just having a little scan through some of these pictures, let's see if we can find it. That looks like a broken snap safe lock. And okay, let's just put in an alternative bit of text here which helps Google understand what the image is, just to say that it is a broken snap safe lock. Or is that not snap safe? Let's just, yeah, I don't want to be incorrect here and say that that's what that is, so I think for the moment I might just leave that one out. don't want to call it something and then realise I've actually named it incorrectly. But I will put broken lock. Okay, so if we select that, and that should go inside the image or inside the post directly here underneath the text. If you want to move that around, or place it somewhere else in the post, you can click and you can drag it. And when you see the blue line, or I think that's blue, then that's where it wants to drop it, and that's where it will land when you let go. And to grab that, I just underneath the item here, the arrow, should I say, a little hand icon, you can just click and drag those items. Alright, so that is all that we need to do. We've just added the text, we've just checked it for spelling quickly, make sure you do that, and added some links, added an image, and we've created the category for it. We've removed the option to comment, and that's it. So what we're going to do now is publish it. You press publish twice, it then says that it's been published, and you can then view the post if you want to by clicking on that link there. This is it. It shows up here. Although that's great, we have the link for the post because we've just created the post and it gave it to us. We know that it's there, but how would anybody else know that it's there? So if somebody came to the home page and they weren't sure, they would have to go to the news page to find it, and we have a copy of the news page here. So if we refresh this page, we should see a new item that appears, and there it is. So the latest one is in here. Snap safe lock incorrectly fitted by another locksmith, and it will appear each time you create a new one in there, and you can just simply click on the link and it will bring up the post that you've just created, okay, with the links included in there. And then next time Google comes along to the site, they'll see the site, they'll visit that new post that you've just created, it will scan through it, and it will say, oh right, I've seen a picture of a broken lock, I've seen a picture of with some links. They're links to secure locksmiths and UPVC door locks, and it just adds these links to you, and it starts to build trust in your brand. That's the way to do that. So that's one article. Let's go and add another one. Now we're on the front end of the website at the moment, so let's just go back into the back end of the website, and to do that you'll see that you've still got this black bar at towards the top of the screen. This is your admin bar. If you just hover over your company name, you can then go to dashboard. Once you're on dashboard, you should be ready to go from there. You should recognize where you are, but you go onto posts, click on that. Notice how you can see the new one here. This is where we saw the category information, so if you were unsure which category to select, try and copy the ones that you've already got. So locksmith news was one, comma news was the second one, so the comma separates the different categories. Alright, let's go and add another one. So add new. Let's just go and get the text on here. This one is a lock upgrade special offer, so I've got some text for that one. Let's just go and use the default editor. Remember that we might get that error message. There it is. Click on attempt recovery and it disappears. And so we've got the title to put in a moment. Let's just go and add the text in there first, which is found this old original lock, over 200 years old. Things have come a long way since then. Upgrade your locks today. Any two British standard insurance approved locks installed for just £135. Mortise, cylinder or euro. Call Market Secure Locksmiths for the best new lock prices in Cheltenham and surrounding areas. So there's quite a few things in there. There's a little bit of information about the old lock, some costs for a new discount that's available, and some information from Mark saying that he is in Cheltenham and surrounding areas. Okay, we can probably just leave all of that into one paragraph and just keep it simple. I think there was a request for another image. What have we got here? So image, secure locksmith, old lock. Okay, let's go with the old lock. That's probably already on the media library. So let's just go and press enter there. Add a new block, add an image. Let's go into the media library and see if we can find the picture of the old lock. That's a repaired lock. Let's see, where have we got that? may not be on there. Not being a locksmith myself, my eye isn't drawn to it immediately. So this may be a case of uploading an image, and maybe I can just show you how to do that real quick. I might just need to go onto a different page. You'll just need to give me 1 second just so I can download some images. I've got a old lock image being downloaded now, so I might need to put that into a folder. Let's just do this quick. I mean, in your on your site it would be easy. What you would do once you've got your image, you would just upload it, but I'm just trying to organize my files, and I'll be honest, I thought that was already on the site, but it wasn't. Okay, so it's not in here, so I'm just going to close out of this media library just by pressing the X, and I'm going to use a different option instead. I'm going to click upload, and it gives us an option to upload, and I'm just going to go into this folder here, which is where I've primed this new image, and just press open on that. It takes a second or two to upload any new image, but once it's uploaded, it's there. If you want to change the details, let's see what we can do here. On the right hand side you can choose different size of the image, for example. You can choose where it sits, so you can align it to the left, or you can align it central, or you can align it to the right. I'm just going to align this one centrally. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because when it was full size, maybe just looked a little bit distorted. And so now what I need to do is get the title for this one. And the title that we've been given is Lock Upgrade Special Offer. So let's just go ahead and put some links into this one. So new lock, let's choose that. So best new lock prices, let's go with that. And let's link that to the residential page. So I've got another tab that was open. Right click, copy the link. Or maybe installation. Let's go with installation this time. And we'll paste installation into that link. Okay. That one looks like it's a pretty straightforward one. Again, if you want to, you could link call Mark at Secure Locksmiths, but I'm going to leave that one off for the moment. But you can link whatever you want to do here. Maybe we could, for example, just make that bold. Upgrade your locks today, because lock upgrade special offer kind of draws those two parts together. And before we publish it, there were a couple of things that we needed to do. Do you remember what they were? On this right hand side menu. Two things. We need to choose a category, and we need to remove the allow comments. So uncheck that, check both of those two, and that's it. Publish, and publish. It's now ready to go. So if we go back to the news section on the site, we're currently on an article at the moment. If you click on news, then it will create your next one here. Okay, and you do that each time you want to create a new news item, and eventually you'll start building up quite a few. But if you needed to, the last thing to actually just show you here, when you are logged in like we are, you get this black menu bar. When you are logged in, if you found a mistake or something like that on one of the items and you needed to edit it, when you're logged in like we are here, but you're on the front end of the site, you can click into any of those posts, and you have an option here that says edit post, and you can simply click that. It may give that error we saw before. No, it doesn't this time, but it just goes straight into that edit screen, and you can just go ahead and change whatever you need to change, press update, and then when you refresh the page on the front, it should update that for you. And that's it. So we've done 2 examples. It's the same for all of the ones that you want to add to the news items. So that should give you a good grounding of how to go and add news items onto the website using WordPress. If you've got Divi installed on WordPress, this is how to add posts using the standard editor. So you're kind of going around Divi and not using it even though it's there. And that's it. Nice and easy, guys. So hopefully that makes sense, and look forward to receiving your feedback on that. Hopefully that helps you. And until the next one, take care and hope business is going well.